Well, being a trial attorney, I'm a shoot-from-the-hip guy. I don't have the... This is the second time I've been on a stage at Fort Hays. Once was to receive my diploma, and the other is to receive this reward. Both are kind of surprising. This award is, it's labeled an Alumni Achievement Award, but I didn't achieve this award. This award was achieved by other people in my life. I just happened to be the recipient. First, I would like to thank my wife. She's helped me achieve this award along with everybody else. Last month we were married 30 years. She's been, I've told people, the students today and yesterday, she's been my partner in life. Without her, I wouldn't be here. In 30 years that we've been married, not once has she said it, she's thought it, that is the stupidest thing you ever decided to try to do. And she put up with me being in the military for 24 years. When I deployed, and she probably, I know my son's here, he doesn't know this story. I think it's the first time I've probably told it to anybody. But when we deployed, it was tough. But she rolled up her sleeves, and it wasn't, I'm sorry, crying, you're going, how things are going to be awful with you gone. I actually probably thought things were going to be better with me gone. But she rolled up her sleeves and took care of the family. And I distinctly remember being at Fort Riley in a big hangar, and I had about more equipment on me than I weighed. I don't know how I even carried it on the plane. And we got one last phone call, and we called, and I was the one who broke down and cried, and she was the one who had to comfort me leaving, and so I thank you. I want to thank my two kids, Kevin, who he was gone, I was gone his senior year in high school, and my daughter Colleen, who is not here, because they inspired me over the years to try and be a better person. Along the way, I had a lot of other good help and a lot of good people. At this institution, Don Selecta, Patrick Drinan, and Richard Heil were the three main teachers in the political science department. And Donald Selecta was instrumental in getting me into law school. He taught me well, and he wrote me a great letter of recommendation. Had it not been for him and the two of them, I'm not sure I would have made it into law school. They were great instructors. Law school was the same. I had good teachers, had some good friends. In the military, you always have mentors there. That's one of the best things and greatest things about the military. You have people who want to see you succeed, and I was fortunate. James Patton, who's a dear friend of mine, a few years older than I am, was the guy who was always one rank above me. And he always taught me how to do some really good things, and we got in some trouble together over the years too. And he showed me how to get both in and out of trouble. I had an awful lot of good people work for me in the military. Young officers that when I went to Bosnia and other places made me look very, very good. And I told people I'm not much of a micromanager. That's probably just because I'm lazy and I don't want to look over everybody's shoulder all the time. But they made me look very, very good. The last people that I really want to thank and really helped me a lot in my life are my parents. They can't be here. My dad's 88, not in very good health. My mom's 87. And they live on that little farm is on the way to the American Legion. It's how you describe it on 13th Street. I'm sure 90% of the students, when they came back from the Legion or some bar, I probably picked up the beer cans in the ditch outside there, and I'm sure I threw a few there myself. But my mom and dad never graduated from the 8th grade. They never made it to high school. And yet, every one of us kids received higher education. My oldest brother graduated from here with an accounting degree and farms with my folks. My sister has about, I don't know how many master's degrees she has, but she graduated from here, met her husband here, who got his degree, and they live in Texas, and he's an engineer down there. Then there was me. My next youngest brother, below me, came from one of those families. I'm not going to go through all 15. No, I really only have 5. But my youngest brother graduated from here. He's a school superintendent at Ellsworth, and his wife graduated from here. And then my youngest brother went to Votech, but his wife graduated from here. And the one thing that my parents always insisted on, that we all got an education, beyond high school because they didn't have an opportunity to do that. And again, as I spoke to some of the classes here, when I left here, I wasn't necessarily particularly proud of Fort Hays. I wanted to leave. I graduated in 3 years, and the reason I did that was the last place I wanted to be was Hays, Kansas at Fort Hays. I wanted to go on and do bigger and better things, supposedly. And I was not always proud of Fort Hays because I always thought that's where I had to go because that was what my parents could afford. And you know, it took me a long time, probably 10 or 15 years after I graduated, to realize what a great place this was. It started when I went to Washburn. I mean, Washburn made me feel Fort Hays was really good. And I'm not putting Washburn down, it's just that law school is difficult. But the more I got away from here, the more I went to other schools and was able to travel around the country. This is a really great institution. It is a wonderful place to go to school. It's a wonderful place to get an education and to start you finding your way in life. And I appreciate everything that this university has done for me. And sometimes I know I don't appreciate it enough, and probably some of the other grads don't either. But this, again, is a wonderful institution. And I appreciate the fact that Dr. Hammond and the staff that he has built and the university today is improved leaps and bounds. It was great in my time, but now it is really improved. The only regret I have is that I'm receiving the regular award and that I'm not 25 years younger like Terry and receiving the Young Alumni Award. That means I'd only be Terry's age. So, but thank you, everybody. I really do want to thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to let me be here.